Here's what I would just say on that last point, which is when you have ICE officers in a locality like Minneapolis and they come under attack because you don't have local law enforcement, I do agree. Local law enforcement is better to do that riot control, the crowd control, and let ICE focus on their mission, which is a targeted criminal operation to grab an individual and remove them. But if local police isn't going to do that, well, then you have to surge resources in. And you don't surge 50 or 60, you surge an overwhelming force. That's just basic tactics to make sure that those ICE officers remain safe, because you don't know how it's going to escalate. You don't know that, okay, they're going to stop targeting ICE officers. Now they're going to target the federal facility. Now they're going to do something else and something else and something else. So what you really need is that, again, I keep coming back to it, is that cooperation with local law enforcement. Because if you have to shut down a street because ICE is doing an operation, it's much better to have a local police car out there with a local badge and a local uniform. The residents know who that is. They don't know who ICE is. They don't see them on an everyday basis.
John, I know you disagree with the surge piece of this. I wonder what you think about whether there should be better coordination between local and federal enforcement.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, law enforcement works best when it works together. And Dasha, one of the secrets of these sanctuary jurisdictions is at the career police department level, there's actually law enforcement to law enforcement, federal and to state and local. There's more cooperation that goes on than people realize. I mean, these guys are out there cooperating on criminal investigations focused on MS-13 and, serious, criminal street gangs. There's even in the sanctuary jails where the sheriffs might be restricted by a county ordinance to giving access to ICE. Typically, if there's a really bad offender, there will be a call made to ICE to say, hey, he's being released tomorrow at 9 a.m. You might want to have a couple of agents waiting outside the door. I think that we would find that there's shared values amongst law enforcement, which is they all want to see their communities safer. I think, unfortunately, a lot of what happened in Minneapolis as well is when the politics infuse in that and people start taking hard lines. But absolutely, I think we're all better off when there's cooperation. I am just a little bit more, I think, sympathetic than Chad is to this idea when a state police chief says, hey, if we're seen providing that backup to the ICE agents in our immigrant communities, right, they see us as cooperating in part of that, as part of that immigration enforcement effort, which we're worried is going to chill cooperation. I just think you have to respect that when it's coming from a police chief who says, we think this could have a negative impact on our ability to keep our communities safe. I agree with Chad. What happened by the end of that, Dasha, in Minneapolis, it was crazy. I mean, ICE agents going out there and groups following them and whistles blowing everywhere. You can't do any enforcement in an environment like that.